everybody. Call the August 5th Belvidere City Council regular meeting to order. The clerk will call the roll.
Borowitz, Brereton.
Here.
Crawford.
Here.
Frank.
Here.
Freeman.
Here.
Alderman McGee will be absent. Porter.
Here.
Radcliffe.
Here.
Snow.
Here.
Stevens.
Here.
8 present.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the invocation.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, tonight we ask a simple and solemn blessing for all the victims of the El Paso and Dayton mass shootings. May your comforting hand provide solace to all affected by the senseless violence and its aftermath. Let us join together in a moment of silence for their loss and suffering. Amen. Please be seated. Under public comment, we have no one who has requested to speak this evening, which brings us to number 4, approval of minutes of the regular meeting of the Belvidere City Council of July 15th, 2019 as presented. May I have a motion to approve? Motion by Alderman Radcliffe, second by Alderman Brereton. Questions, comments, or proposed amendments to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brereton.
Aye.
Crawford.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Radcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is approved. Minutes are approved unanimously. Under public hearing this evening, we have none scheduled. Under number 6, special messages and proclamations, couple of things. It is fair time. We do have some slots left for the city tent. And I wanted to let everybody know, in case you were not aware of the Buchanan Stroll, starts on the 18th of the month, that's Sunday, and would encourage everybody to come on out and see what it's going to turn into. We think this could be something that we'll get a taste of this fall and become something of moment starting next spring, because we'll start when the weather starts to be decent again. Under A, we have Ms. Pamela Lopez-Fettis, the Executive Director of Growth Dimensions, is going to give us an update. Ms. Fettis.
Thank you. Good evening. So, you know, when I was thinking about what to present for tonight, I can go with all the details of what we've been doing and all the activity that we have over the past few months. But when it comes down to it, it's really what we've done and what we've produced. So just kind of sharing with you, and you know, there's been a lot of increase in activity and results over the past few years. So just to kind of give you an idea, we wanted to share some information regarding real estate. Somebody asked me, you know, how do you determine whether or not you've made an impact? And so there's a couple of measures that we look at. We looked at whether or not there's been some construction, some building, some investments. New construction since from 2017 to through 2019, we've had actually 40 new buildings. This includes both all basically new buildings in Belvidere, and some of it in Boone County. In 2017, we were at 4. Just kind of show you the difference. Building permits. We're currently at 567 in Belvidere. So we're looking to that might even exceed this year, since we're only halfway through. A little over halfway through. We've had over 700,000 square feet of commercial buildings added. We've also had over 4,400 new jobs since 2017. Although we have lost some through the Fiat Chrysler Automotive and some of the suppliers, it's not as drastic as it was in the past. Maybe 10 years ago. We still have a surplus of jobs. We've had new projects, 26 major projects that we've submitted to. Business projects, we've had 40 new businesses that have chosen Boone County. 45 companies have approved their current footprint, and 15 have been recognized as industrial sites. And how does that result as far as money? Well, in construction this year alone, we've had over $5 million in investment for construction. The total capital investment has been over $14 million. And those are for only 11 businesses. So in the past, we might have had fewer businesses with large impact. Here we have many businesses that are continuing to engage. And moving forward, we're trying to increase the visibility of our community. And part of that is through our website. So our website is currently under construction. We're hoping to release the new website by the end of this month. We've been increasing our visibility. We have had 585 new followers on Facebook. We have had some more on LinkedIn. We've had new users and returning visitors on our website, and we have increased our contacts in the past 2 years by over 1,000 people. So we're continuously trying to get additional attention, additional visibility, additional projects, so businesses and individuals will invest in Belvidere and Boone County.
Questions for Pam?
I just want to say good job, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody else have questions or comments?
Yeah.
Yes, Tom.
Yeah, what kind of contacts is that, the 1,000 contacts?
I have it broken down by some that are in our region, some that are outside of our region, and some that are international. So I have a breakdown of what that specifically is, so I can be
So
glad to
these are
share that with
business-
you. These are business contacts, yes. And actually, we didn't track this in the past, but I think it's a really important measure on how we're able to establish relationships with businesses.
Right.
And where they're coming from, too. So we do that with our social media, too, as we track where they're coming from. You know, how many are actually in our community, wanting to get some information about maybe the community events or activities, and then how many are outside.
Right.
Pam, can I share something with you?
Sure.
This to me is huge. We had a meeting with Union Pacific 3 weeks ago, and there's a zone manager now, or vice president, or whatever she is. We'd never met her before, Sandy Christensen. They've identified 3 potential growth areas for rail in the whole state, the 3 best. Belvidere's number 1, and they put that on their website. We've already had a conversation with one of the board members of Metra, who happens to be in the IML with me, and they have an issue with where they store rolling stock, you know, because of the congestion in city, in Chicago. So he's already had a meeting with Sandy Christensen, and she put him in touch with the appropriate person in the hierarchy at the railroad, and so there may be something very positive that comes out of all of that. But that's no small thing to be identified as the number 1 spot for rail development and resources in the whole state of Illinois, so.
And since then, I've been contacted by developers and landowners about how they can be on that list. So this really does mean a lot to those who are looking to develop.
Anybody have any other questions? Well, thanks, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Under number 7, approval of expenditures, we fortunately have none to discuss this evening. Under number 8, please note that items A through E have been received and placed on file, which brings us to item F, minutes of the Committee of Whole, Public Safety and Finance and Personnel of July 22nd, 2019. May I have a motion to approve these minutes? Going once. Motion by Alderman Ratcliffe, second by Alderman Burton. Thank you. Questions, comments, or proposed amendments to the minutes as presented? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Crawford.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Porter.
Abstain.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
7 in favor.
Okay, minutes are passed as presented. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Next, under 9, unfinished business, we have a second reading of ordinance 462H, an ordinance designating a landmark to the local historic register at St. John's United Church of Christ, 401 North Main Street. May I have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Crawford, second by Alderman Porter. Questions, comments, further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
Crawford.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Ordinance 462 is passed unanimously. Under number 10, new business, we have 3 first readings. Typically, those are silent readings, but I will read them into the record for the folks watching at home. Under A, ordinance 463H, a first reading, an ordinance amending section 151.45, erosion and sediment control requirements of the Belvidere Municipal Code. Item B, ordinance 464H, first reading, an ordinance amending section 14-453, regulations of the Belvidere Municipal Code concerning video gaming. Under item C, ordinance 465H, a first reading, an ordinance amending Division 1 of Article 6, Finance of Chapter 2, Administration, Section 114-42, and Appendix A of the City of Belvidere, non-sufficient funds. Right? Okay. Those aren't shoes, guys. So, that'll bring us to item D. We have Resolution 2100, 2019, a resolution authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement for a school resource officer between the City of Belvidere and School District 100. This is a renewal agreement. I have a motion to approve
I'll
resolution.
make that motion.
Motion by Alderman Crawford, second by Alderman Frank. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Yes, Alderman Freeman.
So I don't know, maybe this is the District 100 pays for the SRO, so maybe it's a school board issue. But, when I grew up here, we had one high school, one junior high, and we had A.J. Voiles as our SRO. We now have 2 junior highs, an extra grade school, and another high school. Maybe we need more than one officer in this day and age.
Would you like to address that, Chief?
Yeah, that would be an issue for the school board if they wanted to pick up that expense. They do pay for 70% of the officer that is currently at the schools. Unless, obviously, that's something that was important to the council, then, we could visit that issue as well. But it would be taking an officer off the street and putting them in the school.
And Chief, there's a SRO, but it kind of provides for Belvidere North, don't they?
Yeah. Doesn't the county provide a deputy for?
Yeah, the county has one that does the middle school and the high school, and then the city has one that does the middle school and the high school.
Okay. So we have good coverage, but it could always be better. It's an item you can bring to our council's attention if you so wish. Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Freeman.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
Crawford.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Resolution 2100-2019 is approved unanimously. This brings us to item E, Resolution 2101, 2019. It's a resolution accepting the public improvements of the Dixon subdivision. I have a motion to approve. Motion by Alderman Snow, second by Alderman Porter. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Porter,
Aye.
Radcliffe,
Aye.
Snow,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Crawford,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
8 in favor.
Resolution 2101 is approved unanimously. Thank you. Next, we have motions forwarded from Public Safety and Finance and Personnel of July 22nd, 2019. Motions of Public Safety will be presented by Chairman Crawford. Chairman Crawford.
Thank you, Your Honor. Motion to authorize the replacement of K-9 backs at a cost not to exceed $12,000 from FM K-9, that's Floss McHenry K-9, in Berlin Center, Michigan, as per the attached contract and purchase agreement, with monies coming from donations from members, Alliance Credit Union, Gordon Mace, Prairie Place Homeowners Association, Montel Technologies, Maggio Truck Center, and the Belvidere Officers Association.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor of approval will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Radcliffe,
Aye.
Snow,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Crawford,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously.
Motion to approve new dive equipment in the amount of $4,836.22, which will be split between the 2% fund and the BFD. Each party will pay $2,418.11. The city's portion will be charged to equipment line item 01-5-220-6020.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Snow,
Aye.
Stevens,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Crawford,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Radcliffe,
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously. Thank
That's
you.
all I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, Chairman Crawford. Next, we have motions of finance and personnel presented by Alderman Ratcliffe. Alderman Ratcliffe.
Thank you, Your Honor. C, motion to accept a donation of $2,800 from the Belvidere Cosmopolitan Charities, Inc. for General Mills Park.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Stevens,
Aye.
Brereton,
Aye.
Crawford,
Aye.
Frank,
Aye.
Freeman,
Aye.
Porter,
Aye.
Radcliffe,
Aye.
Snow,
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously.
D, motion to authorize hiring a part-time GIS specialist for the city of Belvidere at a rate of $26 per hour.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion? Alderman Frank.
Is this just to create the position? The wording, it creates the position to have the GIS specialist? Is that what we're doing?
This authorizes us to hire somebody.
Additional questions or comments? Marcia?
Yeah, I was just thinking, so Grant's gonna be here at City Hall, but like the equipment is at the administration building. Are we gonna split that equipment up, or does that equipment belong to the county, or how's that gonna work? Are we gonna have to get new?
Becky?
Yeah, I mean, the GIS server itself lives at that building. It's accessible from here, and everyone who has the match on their desktops can all access the machine. In terms of, I guess, cost to maintain
And that is a good question, because technically that server would have been split between the city and the county, I think, when we purchased it originally. So that would be a question that we'd want to bring up as we go through the agreement and making modifications to it.
Do you have anything to say?
I think Becky said it.
I don't think that there's any issue that they will not continue to share what we help to pay for. And if that would happen to be the case, then I think that there is a situation that needs to be rectified if that's the direction they want to go, which would be, we'd kind of like to have our money back. So we'll kind of work through that as best we can. Additional questions or comments? Yes.
I just want to reiterate from last time, we have an office set up in community development with a part-time employee in there, so it already has the GIS, the computer, the monitor, so all the actual office equipment we already have, because there'll be 2 part-time employees working opposite days, so they'll be able to share all the day-to-day office stuff, and we have the large-scale printer and scanner already in that office as well.
So we have all we need to move ahead, is the bottom line. Additional questions or comments? Okay, correct me. Do you have something else, Gina? All those in favor, Will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Brereton.
Aye.
Crawford.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously.
Motion to approve street closure on Whitney Boulevard between Buchanan Street and Locust Street and State Street and Pleasant on Tuesday, August 20th, 2019, for the Boone County Historical Museum Ice Cream Social.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor will, when their name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Crawford.
Aye.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion is approved unanimously.
F, motion to approve street closure of Buchanan Street from State Street to Main Street to Whitney Boulevard from railroad tracks to just eat past Buchanan Street for Buchanan Street strolls on August 18th, September 8th, and September 22nd, and October 6th.
Motion out of committee. Questions, comments, or further discussion concerning the motion now on the floor? Hearing none, all those in favor will, when your name is called, signify by saying aye. Those opposed, nay.
Frank.
Aye.
Freeman.
Aye.
Porter.
Aye.
Ratcliffe.
Aye.
Snow.
Aye.
Stevens.
Aye.
Brereton.
Aye.
Crawford.
Aye.
8 in favor.
Motion approved unanimously. Thank you, Alderman Ratcliffe. Which brings us to number 11. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
By Alderman Crawford, second by Alderman Ratcliffe. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are now adjourned. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.